Hey Kiddaroonies. So this new wave of indie animation has always been something I've wanted to like more than I actually do. As much as I want to give every independently animated project all the praise in the world because of how much I respect them, I can't help but feel kinda indifferent towards most of them. I feel like they're often too safe to be funny, not serious enough to be compelling, or filled to the brim with bad writing. They often just kinda exist in this void of, it's okay, I guess. Obviously, there are many great indie animated series that I highly recommend, like Cool Times, Monkey Wrench, and Autodale, just to name a few. But the thing is, they tend to be relatively obscure. If a web series is too bizarre or mature, it doesn't really get popular. But that changed when the pilot of the Amazing Digital Circus was released, and the first episode quickly became the most popular animated pilot on YouTube. Now, I admit I can be a bit of a contrarian hipster. I thought RRR was a garbage movie that wasted 3 hours of my life, and everyone who liked it was probably on shrooms or something. I'm a cool kid, now I don't play by the rules. But despite the fact that this show is so popular, especially with stupid, smelly children, and how YouTube constantly shoves it down my throat, I don't hate it. In fact, I think it's amazing. It's consistently entertaining, and it manages to be both funny and compelling. I wasn't too familiar with Gooseworks before TADC, but if this is the kind of stuff you can keep expecting from her, consider me a fan. Now, why do I feel so positively about this show? Well, it's a lot of things, really. Let's start with...
Now I get it! This is a dream! And I should just play along until I wake up, right?
Plot is a really weird aspect of writing, because it's simultaneously super important and not that important. I mean, sometimes a piece of media has a really lame or ridiculous plot, but it's still really good. Just look at every good Studio Ghibli movie. Oh, a love story between a girl who loves reading books and a boy who has previously checked out all of the library books she chooses. I'm shaking with excitement. I unironically like Taking Me Home Country Roads now. It's not the idea of a story that matters, but rather how you communicate the story. TADC is about people being trapped in a digital world where the rules of reality don't apply, which is already pretty interesting because of all the questions it raises. Like, how did they get here? How long have they been here? And who really are these people? But what makes the show great is that it doesn't reveal everything immediately. Gooseworks is smart enough to know that info dumping every possible detail of the show at the start would shoot the audience's sense of wonder in the head 7 style. Oh, but Kevin, didn't you complain in your review of the Murder Drones pilot that Uzi's dad's disappointment in her isn't explained? What are you, some sort of hypocrite? Well, okay. The point of a pilot is to give us a level of understanding of the characters and plot. If a big part of a character is that they don't get along with another character, then the reasoning behind it should be explained early on, cause otherwise, why should we care about that dynamic moving forward? The most important, immediate things like main characters' personalities and motivations and the setting should be obvious from the get-go, while most other things can be slowly but surely explored later. That's just how good pacing works, and TADC mastered it. The first 2 episodes employ an episodic format, where in each episode the cast goes on a quirky adventure. They're fun on their own, especially episode 2, but they also reveal little bits about the mysterious world building of the show, as well as the characters. It's a format that entertains you, but also leaves you wanting more.
What?
I blame you for this.
Most of the characters aren't really anything to write home about, but they're still pretty good. Pomni is a great protagonist and stand-in for the audience. She's constantly out of her element and frustrated with the oddities of the digital circus. Exactly how do you expect a normal person to act if they've just been forced into that world? Another character I really like is Jax. Oh my goodness, I love Jax. He's my favorite in the show. Everything he says and does is pure comedic gold.
Poor Pomni? How about poor us? We're one tanker away from being Augustus Gloop.
His dynamics with everyone, especially Gengo, are so much fun to watch. It's obvious that all he does is make life worse for everyone and that everyone finds him insufferable, but to the viewers he mostly just comes off as entertaining and charismatic. A lot of that has to do with Michael Kovach's perfect voice acting for the character, which is kind of funny since he voices N from Murder Drones, who, as some of you might know, really gets on my nerves, which is not helped by his gratingly energetic voice. Congrats, Michael, you've redeemed yourself. Okay, no more complaining about Murder Drones for the rest of the video. I don't have too much to say about the rest of the cast. They're fine, they serve their purposes, none of them are annoying, and they're likable enough for me to care what happens to them. To sum it up, the characters are fun to follow, and that's a pretty big part of what makes a story good. Animation is scary. I've had Blender on my desktop for ages and I still don't know how to use it. I can still only make little stick figure animations on my phone. Animating is one of the most frustrating tasks in the world, and even if I did start mastering it, whatever I'd make probably wouldn't look nearly as good as TADC. The show looks super bright and fluid, thanks in no small part to Kevin Temmer, who I was a fan of even before he joined Glitch Productions. The visuals also add to the surrealism and dark humor of the show, which is one of my favorite parts of it. I don't really like all of the character designs, as some of them are a little too random for my tastes, but that's okay. It's still one of the most visually appealing web series in existence so far. JDC gives me a lot of hope for indie animation moving forward. If future works could follow in its footsteps and be equally charming and engaging, that would be great. Also, can we please stop making content farms of it? Imagine being an independent creator and having your hard work tarnished by people who just want to make money by exploiting children. It's pathetic. So, yeah, JDC is pretty good. Definitely check it out if you somehow haven't already. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for now. Well, that's it. Goodbye.